Are you a business owner or someone looking for more ways and avenues to advertise and promote? Look no further. Contact us today for an advertisement. Email PD&J Media Productions LLC at gmail.com for more info. Promotions are everything. What are you waiting for?
What's up? How you doing? It's hump day.
Oh, is it?
Or is it not?
But I know what it is.
What is it?
It's time. It's that time.
Welcome to a brand new week. You already know what it is. So it's a brand new episode of PD&J. What's good today? I'm your host, Jay.
And I'm your host.
Come on now. Quit dragging
The
it
host of hosts. But at least not the most. That's right. It's Pocket, yo. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Congratulations.
We'll get to that, but
We don't get to that. I'm saying congratulations for another week.
y'all
made it. You made it to Wednesday.
halfway through this week. How was your week?
Well, it was good until we got a follow-up report from last week. The 2-year-old, remember we at the end of the show we talked about the 2-year-old that went missing, and he was found.
Fortunately, he wasn't found alive. I don't want to get too graphic in regards to the nature of how he was found. But there's a mother and a son that's been murdered. The follow-up to that.
The father's in custody. I'm not going to draw it out. Father's in custody. That piece of
2 counts of capital first-degree murder.
I hope you rot in hell. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I hope you rot in hell. I hope you do. I hope when you hit the yard, they make you pay dearly.
All right, I'm just going to say it because it's bothering me not to. How dare you kill a little boy and then throw him in the lake in Florida for an alligator to eat?
And that's where the detectives found him. They shot at the alligator. He dropped it like, hey, y'all ain't killing my ass. He dropped that bad boy and went on back in the water. Mind his business. Look, y'all. I know desperate times calls for desperate measures, but it should never come to that.
And then last week we were talking about the woman that killed her.
Yeah. You know what? We were actually, last week's show, and shout out to all the beautiful women out there for Women's Month. It's over now.
You didn't have to say it like that. You didn't have to say it like
Y'all
that.
excuse me. I had a procedure done today, so if I seem a little more than normal, okay. But shout out to women, and we were. I wasn't really hard on y'all, but I was just trying to help y'all understand some of the things that are being said and projected.
We kind of did go in on it.
Yeah, you did. But yeah, you did. But here we go. Men, yeah, this is your week, I guess. This is your week. Really, dude? Really? So you killed your baby's mama and your baby. Like, why did you just take your son and
now that would have been a whole different other story.
I would have rather you prefer to take your child and run than kill your child.
That is true. That is true. I would rather talk about how much of an idiot you are to run with your child
instead of how much of a dirtbag you are. How much of a there's words I want to use. I don't use because I'm an advocate for this being a somewhat of a family show. So I know some kids do watch, but it's not excusable, man. There's nothing excusable about this. It bothers me to my soul that you decided you I don't know what you were thinking. I really don't. Like I said, desperate times call for desperate measures, but this is way beyond desperate. This is selfish. This is selfish.
I just don't get it. But enough of that. Let's move on. Something that I want to get into. I hope you rot in hell, you piece of shit.
You can say it. I'm not going to say it, but Wow, it didn't even want to work. That's how bad it is.
Wow. Yeah. Let's move on. Let's talk about. I want to talk about. We kind of touched on it last week in regards to inflation and how it's affecting people. Let's look. Let's flip the script on that, and I want to talk about the stock market and how inflation is really affecting the market as we speak. Um,
I'm glad you want to bring that up. There was an article, I totally forgot to send it to you, and it talked about how our COVID response under Biden.
as far as in it felt in what way?
Look what's happening right now.
Okay.
That's how it failed. They were only thinking right now, short term. They weren't thinking long term. They weren't thinking the effects that would have on our economy and things like that. They didn't. Nobody could actually, because it was unprecedented time. Well, technically, I guess, yeah, but no. Unprecedented? Probably not. You think back to the plague.
Yeah.
So it's like people want to say they didn't learn their lesson then, they ain't going to learn it now. I agree. They didn't learn the lesson. But then again, how are we supposed to learn our lesson? How are we supposed to be better prepared? The whole world failed.
But wasn't it different times though? Can't we say that different?
Okay, you know what? There was different times. They didn't have social media. They didn't have
access to certain.
They didn't have advanced technologies. That
Correct.
So, yeah, it's a different time.
Okay.
So we shouldn't have had the same issue.
In a sense, you're right. Yeah.
So like the spread of it happened like wildfire because people didn't take it seriously. And people still to this day say it was a government conspiracy.
Did you hear about the lady that after 2 years of battling COVID, she was able to smell coffee for the first time?
Oh, I did hear about something like that. Yeah, I didn't know it was a lady. I know it was a person. So yeah.
Yeah. But going back to the stock market, you actually deal with in regards to finances as a trade. So how is this affecting? How is the inflation and what's going on in today? Like, I want to get your input on stock market and how that's going to affect it.
So here's what people have to understand: the top companies, the top, we'll say Forbes 100, not the 500, the top 100 companies. They've planned and they saw this coming. They have their panels that they put together. These group of people that do analytics, just like in sports. It's not just in sports. Analytics came from business, and then they moved it into sports. It was a bunch of I'm going to say a bunch of nerds that were sitting there in business that, were playing fantasy sports and decided we can use analytics to dictate, the baseball game. That's why baseball got so boring in all the other sports. Okay. So now, in saying that, they have these businesses, the top 100 businesses have this panel of analytic experts that they pay tremendous amounts of money to predict or do what they do, analyze the patterns of what's going on and predict what's going to happen. So there's, like I said, the top 100 companies, they're ahead of this curve. The companies that are sitting there that are buying up everything, Carvana, and then have no money, and then now they have to shut down, Carvana, McDonald's, because they didn't plan. Because that leaves you open for failure. My problem with that is your top people. What are they doing? Not a damn thing.
Well, let time out real quick. Let me ask you a question. Simple yes or no. Because I understand the logistics of what you're saying, but for those that might not understand those logistics, flat out, are we going to see a market crash?
Oh, it's definitely coming. And that's the world's been doing. The world leaders.
I'm predicting it. 2025 is going to happen.
It's going to be sooner than that.
You think so?
Here's the thing. Look, what people turn on your TVs. Turn on your stock channels. Turn on CNN. Turn on all these channels. What you're seeing is something unprecedented. All across the world, we're seeing nations come out and saying, do not use the American dollar. What do you think that's going to do to the whole, not just our economy, but the world economy? We're the last superpower. Not for long if this happens. I think we'll still be united, yeah, but we call ourselves that. Nobody else does. So I just fell into the niche in saying that. But just look at it for what it is. It's what's going to happen. What is going to happen? People stop using the American dollar. Guess what? The Americans stop traveling to their country. We stop traveling to their country, then their dollar falls. Then they have no tourism. Then they don't have certain things that they need for their economy to succeed. Most of the countries that are saying this depend on what as their main source of income?
Tourism. We all do. Even in the United States.
What's not a main source of income for us?
It's one of the main sources.
No, our biggest thing is import.
Import. Yeah.
Import. Export. That's our biggest. So look at it from that aspect. You're going to knock the American dollar down. The Americans aren't going to come hang out your place. Put it that much. We're not going to go stay at your fancy resorts in the Barbados and in the Africa. Period. Nigeria. We're not going to hang out in these areas anymore. Because guess what? You said our dollar is crap. We're not gonna put our dollar, since it's crap, into your tourism, into your local attractions that we so graciously like to travel to. So we're not just gonna hurt. Now the stock market crash. I said more than 20. I said sooner than 2025. I
think it's going to be 2025, just based off the numbers, certain articles I've been reading. And certain analysts that's projecting that it might be first or second quarter of 2025. We're going to see a huge crash, like even in real estate.
Now, here's the thing: real estate is already crashing, so you can't even use that. Real estate is actually already crashing. I've talked to a few people that are actually getting houses that I work with, and they said, yeah, it's coming down a lot in the past 6 months, and it's predicted to go down even more. So that right there, that's why I said 2025. That's too late. Now, here's the thing, though. They want to tell you 2025 because if they tell you fourth quarter or last quarter of 23, everybody's going to panic. So they tell you that. And when it happens sooner, you're going to panic anyway.
Yeah.
But guess what? I thought this would happen in 25. But they're telling you then so you can plan now. Get what I'm saying? They're not going to tell you this year because then people are going to start panicking. They're going to be panicking. You're gonna buy up all the precious metals and all the stuff like that.
Well, precious metals now are becoming a rarity in finding. I deal with gold and silver myself. And
not necessarily. You don't deal. You buy.
I do. Yeah.
There's a difference. You don't deal with it. You have people reaching out to the DMs. Hey man, how can I get that? No. You don't. That don't mean necessarily deal. It buys and things like that. And now actually. I can't think of the guy's name, but you did an interview with him. The guy actually does deal with precious metals. Oh my gosh, it's on our YouTube page. I can't think of names. I'm sorry, folks. I meant to write this down.
C Alpha.
Yeah, C Alpha.
Okay.
Yeah, C Alpha. I like I said, I had a procedure today, so if I sound a little more loopy than normal, that's why. But you have to understand that's what you need to do. It's back to that bartering system. We're gonna have to have one. You're going to have something. And then not only that, protection, home protection. Well, however you want to take that, because we can't say.
What do you mean we can't say?
You can't say that. You can't say certain things. You can say home protection. You can say pew pew, but you can't say the actual other word. Just protect your home, protect your lifestyle, protect yourselves. Pew pew. Or hatchets, or knives, or now that I mentioned knives, do we want to talk about that?
No.
I think we do, because it ties into what people are saying is a conspiracy. So there's been a string of that have been in the news saying protect yourselves by buying cryptocurrency and precious metals, like we're just talking about, and different things, because the American economy is going to crash. And they told you the steps that are happening before they started happening. And now one of them's already come up dead. Not by gun, though.
If you don't know what he's talking about, the owner and founder.
The founder of Cash App
was murdered.
In San Francisco.
Stabbed to death.
3 times, I think. 3 or 4 times.
5.
It was what? Was it 5? 5 times. Fatally. And people are saying it was a government setup. It was a government hit. As we say,
I haven't heard that yet, but
I've heard it in several places because there was a girl that predicted something like this was going to happen. And everything she said so far is really right. It's been happening left and right. I mean, it's scary to think that people can talk that, but the thing is, I don't think it's a conspiracy. I don't. You put it this way: for a conspiracy to happen, how many things need to happen for a conspiracy to be true?
3.
So far, I've only seen 1.
Well, we'll see what else comes about this.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
People now, another thing. Talking stock market, let's talk another thing that ties to the stock market. Your 401ks.
Oh my God. I don't think that was the best thing that should have been created. That's my personal opinion. Well, I'm not a financial advisor.
I'm not either. But here's the thing I want people to understand. Something that I studied for a while. I read about many books on ebooks and stuff.
They're not good.
The stock market is for a benefit for the company, not for you. Because you got to think. Stock market. Yeah, stock market. The 401k. Excuse me. Think about this. Your company gets a write-off for putting into your 401k.
And that's even if they match it. You're lucky if they match it.
Well, not really. More companies are matching because they know how much money they're getting back. That's why. That's why more companies are matching it up. It used to be, I think, 4%. Now it keeps going up to, I think it's like 7% now for some companies. They're realizing now, the more I max, the more we get back. Rich people thoughts. But here's the thing. It's pennies on the dollar, because if you ever look at your 401k, is there anybody that can sit there and say, I maxed my 401k. When I retire, I'm going to have $600,000 or whatever it is that I need to live on. Nobody can say that. I don't care what angle you're on. Unless you're taking 2/3 of your check and putting it in there and you're living on pork and beans, Spam, bread and honey, bread and king syrup. I know from Baltimore, you know what I'm talking about, the king syrup. Bread and honey, peanut butter, bananas. Oh, we're back, folks. Sorry about that. We had yeah, I know, we're back. I guess y'all can see now we got 2 things for a conspiracy. We're back. But, just the 401k was just deployed because Social Security was going away. It's not going to be there, which I could care less. Just make sure you're smart. That's what we're saying. Make sure you're smart. And if smart in how you invest your money. I'm trying to think, what is that thing? financial advisor, they get a flat fee. I can't think of what they're called. Fiduciary. Talk to a fiduciary if you can. See if they got a free consultation and to figure out what you should do. Again, we're not financial advisors. We're just a media team trying to give you guys a real, trying to give you the understanding, trying to give you a couple of different points of view. Our point of view separately, and then I try to sometimes be the fly on the wall, bringing the outside point of view that I know of. I mean, there's other ones that some of you folks chime in with. So let's.
I'm just an ad. I'll bug you over until you do something about it. At the end of the day, we've been saying since day one. I've even had some people come onto our show and tell you guys, hey, prepare for this, prepare for that. Those days are coming, and they're coming faster. Y'all need to get ready.
There you have it. Get ready. Or actually, if you stay ready, you don't have to
get ready.
There you go.
Be right back.
Are you a business owner or someone looking for more ways and avenues to advertise and promote? Look no further. Contact us today for an advertisement. Email PD&J Media Productions LLC at gmail.com for more info. Promotions are everything. What are you waiting for? Hey you.
Me?
Yes, you.
What up?
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level?
Hell yeah!
GLM Designs can help you with just that.
Word?
From laptop skins,
You lying?
promotional flyers,
Yo, son!
promo videos,
I need that!
OBS Twitch overlays and backgrounds,
Hey, yo, let me get that!
professional one-sheets, and so much more.
Oh my god.
Please visit our
I'm on it
website,
right now!
GottaLoveMeWorld.com today to check out our designs.
Got it!
Follow us on social media at Gotta Love Me World.
Follow it!
GLM Designs are here to take care of all your graphic needs.
All right, folks, we are back to another episode of PD&J. What's good today? I'm your host, Jay.
I'm your host, Pocky. Welcome back, folks. I think we've lulled them a little bit. I've been a little too serious. Nope.
Nah. This is what we're about to go into right now.
Let's get it on.
I don't know about that one.
Those of you that have been following the news, we didn't even have this in the thing, in our press meeting. Donald Trump has been indicted on 34 counts of bribery.
Fraud.
Warning, bullshit alert.
What's that you say, Quincy?
That was bullshit.
Dare I say?
Bullshit detected. Take precautions.
Yeah, I agree. All it is a ploy for him not to run again. He's been telling the truth too much. That's what it is. And then those of you that have fallen in that trap of believing that he's guilty of whatever it is that they can't. What they're trying to say he's guilty of, it doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. They want to talk about him taking Stormy Daniels' money and putting into his campaign, but then she sued him, lost, and now has to pay him not only the $500,000 that she owes him, but another $100 and some thousand for his lawyer fees. But y'all saying he's guilty of doing something with Stormy Daniels, it just make it make sense for me, y'all. I don't get it. But anyway, I just had to bring that out there because I just needed to bring something a little light and a little fun about Agent Orange. I mean, free Trump, man. Free my boy. Pour one out for the homie.
This is, I see why we didn't talk about this in the,
Free my boy.
About that. Moving on.
Little Orange, he ain't do nothing to nobody.
What up, Lil Worm? So.
Where's he, Lil Worm?
So, this is what I want to talk about. Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark.
All right. Raise your hand if you're Team Caitlin. I swear, if you raise your hand, you're an idiot because we can't see you. So
Yeah, yours loopy. All right. So what's been going on? If you've been under a rock and haven't seen what's been going on the day after the women's championship. Oh, by the way, gross what? 9 million viewers for the first time?
No, not for the first time. The most ever.
Ever. Okay.
Any. Like it outdid the men.
That game was horrible.
I watched 5 minutes of it.
Yeah. But congratulations to LSU Tigers. I want to salute you. Salute Angel Reese. And this whole thing that's going on with her in regards to, the you can't see me time. I'm just going to say it like, I'm going to give you the floor after I say this. You can say I'm paid for saying this, but Caitlyn did it first. Angel just did it better.
But you remember what? Now here we go. Like I like to be the third party in this. But you know, she did it longer in her face. Caitlyn did it towards the crowd.
No, she didn't actually.
Yeah, she did. She did do it towards the crowd. Caitlyn did it towards the crowd, not to anybody in particular. But that's not the point.
That's not here or there. But
here's the thing. Who played South Carolina and then when somebody was shooting said, "I ain't guarding you"? I don't think that was Angel Reese. But that's okay though. You know, that's okay to do, to embarrass somebody during a game.
Some people would say, now you know I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Somebody would say, well, that was embarrassing for Caitlyn.
If it was, why is it not being brought up?
If it was embarrassed, why did Caitlyn come out and say that she didn't see anything wrong with what Angel Reese did? It's all in the competition of the game. Now, everybody wants to make this a black on white thing. Let's talk about that.
Okay. So I've been flipping and flopping with this. I've been reading many stories since it happened, and people. What I like about this is the diversity of the sides, and you're probably going like, what the hell do I mean by that?
Have you been seeing Angel Reese's tweets on Twitter?
How would I see tweets on Twitter if I don't have a Twitter?
You have the company Twitter.
How would I see the tweets on Twitter if I don't have Twitter?
Okay.
Oh wait, you know what? They do come on Instagram though. So yeah, I did see. Well, the whole thing is she's been going on a rampage. Which they keep talking about she's a higher PR person. No, she doesn't. She's doing just fine. She's not the PR. She's not like your boy from Georgia that said, "I'm not going to visit anybody outside of the top 10." Dumb move. Especially since you've been showing up out of shape and everything else. That's a whole nother story. Angel Reese is today's America. Caitlin Clark is a bit of both. Yesterday's America and today's America.
I think they're trying to push the narrative to make Caitlin Clark the face, like the good girl, the franchise girl.
Who's trying to do it?
Media. Certain media outlets are.
There you go. But you know why? Because here I'm gonna bring this out, and I hope I have to bring it out any other time. Reese is from Baltimore, Maryland. So already there, she's it's not even called Baltimore, it's called Murderland. For Baltimore, Bodymore Murderland is the nickname of Baltimore, Maryland, where I'm from. I can say it because I'm from there. Do I agree with it? I mean, I can't really not agree with it if you look at the numbers. So therefore, she has that strike against her. She transferred from her home school, University of Maryland, College Park. That's a second strike against her. No, you say, why is that a big deal? Because they were not utilizing her right. That's why she left. It just so happened she went to LSU because the coach there
wanted her.
Not only that, she saw talent that she only saw in one other player when she was at Baylor. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The one and only Brittany Griner. She saw that same leadership capability. Okay? Oh, let's not even talk about it. She was the number 2 in her class, high school class coming out. But let's not, nobody wants to talk about any of that, right? They want to talk about the fact that this girl had more moxie than most men in the NBA.
That part.
Bench players in the NBA. She has more. I'm not saying she can beat them in a game, but she has more swag.
Now let's just take race out the whole equation for a moment. And you brought it up, the moxie that she has, right? It's like, to me, she got more heart and more compassion for the game, and she just talks her stuff just like a male would on the court. Like Draymond Green, for example.
No, I'm going to do this, and y'all probably, you may agree, you may not, but a lot of people out there know why I'm saying this. She has more swag than Ben Simmons.
She can actually make more buckets than Ben Simmons, too.
Now, you want to know why I pointed to him? Because he is in if he had heart, if he had swag, I mean, he did it one time. I don't know what happened to this dude. I honestly think after this year, we may not ever hear from him ever again. I really do. I don't think, unless he ends up in LA and LeBron uses him as a reclamation project, I don't know. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, when she decides, she should come out right now, and she can be a top 5 pick. Because guess what? You can take her and build around her. What did LSU do? They let her be her. They said, you can play make. Okay, go be a playmaker. We need you to be. You know what the best comparison for her is?
Don't get me wrong. It was a hell of a game, though. It was if you want to compare the two athletes together, they were up there as far as meeting the expectations of a great Final Four game.
No. They exceeded the expectation.
Okay, I'll give you that.
They exceeded. Everybody thought it'd be a good game. But it was a blowout. Yes, we know it was a blowout. But it was close there for a little bit till the technical foul and the personal foul.
Or are you talking about
I ain't talking about the men's. So we still talking about, we celebrating Iowa and LSU. Now, another thing let's go back to the race real quick. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the locker rooms pre-game.
Okay.
Iowa was doing karaoke or something like that, and LSU was rocking Lil Boosie. And then people were talking about, that's what happens when you take the ghetto and put it into the locker room. This is what you get. Well, I hate to tell you, the ghetto walked all over you.
Not to mention, hold on, I was watching the Bird and Taurasi telecast.
Sue Bird and Diane Taurasi.
Yeah, they did the telecast for the women's, both of the final games actually. And the great thing about it was Sue Bird and Taurasi interviewed Lil Wayne, and they said that I think it was the 2008 Olympics she was talking about, they were playing nothing but Lil Wayne the whole Carter 3. So if you got Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi giving props to Lil Wayne about doing that, I was being in the locker room.
Well, now here's the thing though. What's been known that no matter, LSU represents their own.
Yes, they do.
They're Louisiana born and bred. That's Louisiana State University. God dang it, the Bayou. Okay, their mascot, the Bengal Tiger. They wear their pride. They wear everything. Even Shaq, till this day, represents LSU. No matter what, they wear their heart on their shoulder.
And the only other college team that I can say that does that will be Alabama. Everywhere I go, you say Alabama, you know what's next.
Roll Tide. And no matter what you're talking about,
and then my third university that I think is the most dedicated would be Ohio State.
See, I was surprised. I thought you would say there, but no, the U. See, you forgot about that. You're not saying the U. You automatically what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Miami.
You forgot about it. Nobody thinks about the U. They represent really hard, and they had a great run too.
They did.
I will say that they did way better than they were supposed to. What's great?
They won me some money.
Another thing I want to talk about with the U, even talking into women's athletics, is that they help everyone realize that number one, you don't need number ones.
No, you don't.
You don't. Because what happened in women's that they did this year, they didn't do previous years. Nobody probably caught on to this, but I did recognize this. Remember before all Final Four, the number ones had home field advantage.
Home court.
Yeah, home court. Excuse me, home court advantage. I'm saying home field. Home court advantage throughout the whole tournament, right? What they did this year, they took that away. They made it like the men's, and it made for an interesting tournament. People were talking about the NIL. It had nothing to do with that. Well, women's, it was all about home court. They wanted to only play where the teams had the biggest backing. Now they realize the women's basketball is maybe college basketball is starting to exceed men's. It really is. Because you know why? They play fundamental ball. They don't have that getting to that point. They're bringing swag. You're getting more
competitive too.
You know why?
Did you see that LSU and South Carolina game before the LSU's game before they went to the final? Did you watch that game?
I'm talking about the SEC tournament.
No, I'm talking about in the Final Four.
They didn't play. They didn't play.
Who did LSU? They played. No, okay. So I'm thinking Iowa and
South Carolina.
Yeah, Iowa and South. Yeah. So they got physical that game.
But that's South Carolina. So here's the thing. Now
South Carolina was all on the court.
I'm glad you mentioned South Carolina. I totally forgot about this.
And that's a powerhouse school too.
No, South Carolina's not necessarily a powerhouse.
For women's basketball, you don't think so right now?
Not necessarily. They haven't won enough. They've won 1 or 2 titles. That's not enough to put you in the UConn, the blue blood ranks.
I get
UConn,
that.
Tennessee.
But as far as today's school, we're not talking about legacy wise. Just even
if you're talking about today's school, you still have not surpassed what UConn has done.
Okay, I'll give you that.
You remember, I think they won 85 straight or something ridiculous. So they won 80 straight games. They only won 46. I'm saying only, but that's still a hell of an amazing feat. But how they did it though, they did it with bully ball. They got to the point where they had teams complaining.
Iowa over-bullied them.
Exactly. They didn't have much shooting, but they remind me. Remember Virginia when they lost? They were the first number 1 team to lose to a 16 seed.
Yeah.
They came back the next year and still were playing that tight defense, and they won the championship. That's what they remind me of. They remind me of that Virginia team because they play such great defense, fundamentally sound, 1 to 15.
Now, here's the thing, Caitlin Cart. No disrespect, you got game. You definitely got game, and I can see what the Mamba Academy has done for you. You are a great athlete, but at the same time, and I respect you for what you're saying about Angel Reese, but for everybody that's out there that wants to make this comparison and throw race into it and do this,
do it. No, you know what? Do it. You know why? Because you know what you're doing for women's sports?
You're blowing it up.
There you go.
You're blowing it up. So do it.
Make it race,
but
make it about. They're acting like men. Who cares?
You're watching,
balling, and you're watching.
Now, here's that actually leads me to the Jackass of the Week.
Jackass Jill? Jack and Jill?
Go ahead and explain it, because I'm not. How the hell do you invite both teams to the White House? That's unheard of. You just don't do that.
We're giving participation trophies to the White House now.
And you know the crazy part about it? I saw in the news the other day that they're trying to eliminate participating trophies. Did you hear about that?
They need to. But here's my thing, and I don't think anybody's brought this point of view. So when Agent Orange was in the White House and he decided to have McDonald's with the champions, that was a big, big, big deal.
Yeah, you don't have McDonald's at the White House.
Now.
You just don't.
So that's a bigger deal than inviting the losers with the winners to the White House?
No.
According to what's happening right now, it is, because it's not being brought about it.
I mean, they're both up there as being bad. No,
they're not. Because here's the thing. Here's what the scuttlebutt is
Play
about.
devil's advocate here. They're both up there. They're both
no, they're
up
not
there.
both up there. They're not both up there. You want to know why? Because you're basically saying to someone, hey, you know what? You tried hard. You deserve to come. I like what Austin Rivers put out on an Instagram post that I saw today. I should have screenshot it. He said, you know what? If that was the case, I should have been there quite a few times, but I haven't because I haven't gotten my ring yet, so I don't deserve to go.
Now, here's the thing that also throws me off, too. University of Iowa agreed to go.
Mm-hmm.
They actually agreed to go. Like LSU said, no, we ain't going. Man.
And then that half-ass apology.
But she's still going to let Iowa go. I don't get it.
Which Iowa's going to be there by themselves. LSU's going to the Obamas. So apparently they've been
They asked to go to the I haven't seen anything.
They're going there.
I haven't seen anything.
Put it this way. Here's what I think happened behind closed doors. The conversation.
Here you go.
The conversation. Here's
the conspiracy right here. Go ahead.
So Joe Biden, she came out with that. Sleepy Joe woke up from his nap.
Called Obama, said,
"You did what?" And then Secret Service came in, or Chief Secretary says, "Sir, you got to call on the blue line." The blue line. Who's calling me on the blue line? Sir, you know who's calling you on the blue line. God damn it. What's up? What's up, B.O.? What's going on?
I got to stop you here.
No,
we already know where this is going. We ain't doing that.
No. I was asleep, man. I swear I was asleep when she did that. See, we're going to have to give her the Agent Orange treatment. No, we're going to just take her, we're going to knock her Twitter down or something. I have to call Elon, huh?
Oh, okay. Lord Jesus. Is that what we did?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe we'll do that instead. Hey, Jill, come here. Jack and Jill, come down the hill. I need to talk to you for a minute. What you need to do is go out there and put an apology out there, but don't apologize for inviting them, but just to make an apology that you didn't know what you was talking about. Because I was asleep. But don't tell them I was asleep.
You done?
And that's how we got the apology.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting.
I heard from a hummingbird that was in my backyard. He was out there.
So Joe Biden, you get Jackass of the Week. Literally, you just don't do that. I mean, you can't. That's not right. That's not fair. And I understand you want to do stuff that's unprecedented.
That's not the thing to do. You want to do something unprecedented? You want to do something unprecedented? Resign.
I agree with you, but it's not that funny.
It is. Abolish the taxes. Pass the bill, 26% flat rate. Do it. That's something unprecedented. Do something that actually affects my pockets. I don't give a damn about who comes to the White House. Actually, that's what I really feel. I don't care, but I do know it's a privilege that's earned after blood, sweat, and tears of what you went through to get there. Why didn't they do that in the Super Bowl then? Why didn't they invite the Chiefs? And
the Chiefs already said they wasn't coming. When they were in the Super Bowl, the Chiefs said that they wasn't coming. I don't know about the Eagles.
But my whole thing is, if that was the case, why didn't you do it then? Why didn't you start off the new year with that? That was the first championship with the new year, right? The Super Bowl. So why didn't you say, hey, Eagles, Chiefs, such a great game. Why don't you both come? Why didn't you start there? Why did you start here? And Iowa still accepted. If I were Iowa, there's no way Iowa would have accepted that. Y'all know better. You didn't deserve it. Yeah, you had a hell of a tournament, but you didn't win. You didn't win. So you want to be congratulated. You already congratulated for participating. 9 million people watched you. That was a hell of a congratulations right there.
And it was a hell of a tournament. You played your heart out.
And I want to talk about another thing. Jim Nance, his final ever broadcast.
Yes.
And he did just. I want to say do better, be better, but I'm tired of saying that. Let's open your mouth, Jill, and insert your foot. And also, she should be on a ban from any kind of social media posting anything. There's no reason in hell you should have said what you said. There is no. It goes to that you just playing into this race division that's been going on for the past few years. You're playing right into it. I'm going to invite Iowa along with LSU. Why? If anything, how about you? Well, actually, I don't even want to say that because you tried to go visit the LSU locker room. They didn't even let you in. Did y'all hear about that?
I'm going back because I'm just thinking back. Like, I like how they cut us off when we were talking about the stock market and everything about that, and then we just lost.
All of a sudden, we just lost. Yeah, signal was fine, and then we just.
I want to go back to that real quick. Like the powers that be, how dare you? How dare you? Probably gonna get cut off again, but I don't care.
Congratulations, we've made it.
We're being censored, folks.
That's the ultimate censorship. Just freeze it. But again, women, 9 million. You got two potential. Once they make the WNBA, we could see a lifetime. You know what? I'm gonna make this claim right here. You can go with me or not. This is gonna be the women's version. This is the breakout for them. This is the Magic versus Bird. This is it right here. They've been waiting for something for women's basketball to put them over the edge, and this is it right here. These two here are the new Magic versus Bird.
Now, do you think Angel Reese declares for the draft after next year?
He hasn't said much of anything. I would like to say yeah, but
You think she would?
I would think so. I mean, I think she could do it now if she wanted to.
I don't think so. I think she has to wait. I think because she transferred, she has to wait 1 year.
Yeah, you're right.
No,
it's because it's that COVID season. So
yeah,
because a lot of these.
She's only a sophomore though. That's the crazy part about it. She's only a sophomore, so she still theoretically has 2 more years. You know what I mean? So the whole thing about it, can she declare for the draft and during this offseason? She can't because she just transferred. But can she after next season? Do you think she will?
Oh, the thing is, she's proven she can carry a team and she can win a title. So next year, depending if they make the Final Four again, which I have,
they're favored to win it again next year.
Yeah, they are. But you know what's funny? What they said, and I never thought about this. When they lost to Tennessee in a tournament, that made them dial in more.
Yeah,
because they thought they were the best team in the SEC when they lost to South Carolina, and it was a close game. And then when they got the SEC tournament, they lost to Tennessee. Surprisingly, that made them dial in, and that's when they went on their run.
Yeah.
Now we didn't forget about the men. Didn't forget about it.
Congratulations to UConn. You did what you were supposed to do.
Their 5th national championship. They're 5-0 in national titles.
Yeah.
So the question was, are they a blue blood?
Yeah.
In women's, yeah. Men's, I don't know. I kind of go back and forth with that. They are.
I kind of would say once you get to that 5th one, I would say yes.
I see. I look at 6.
6 is your magic number.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's where
look at how they did it, though. Look at how they got those 5.
But my whole thing is, though, they've never lost in the championship game. So that's why I said I look at 6, but then they haven't lost it in the championship game.
Yeah.
That's 5. So they won 3 with Calhoun, 1 with Kevin Ollie, and 1 with.
That's better than the UConn females UConn because
no, it's not.
The female UConn, didn't they lose to South Carolina 1 year?
Do you know how many titles they have?
The women's title over the men's?
Yeah, they got a hell of a lot more women's titles. They won like 4 straight.
3.
No, they won more than 3.
4. Yeah, 4.
It's about 4 straight, right? Yeah. So looking at it, I mean, blue bloods wise, like the women is easy for me to name the blue bloods. Men, I'm debating about that UConn because people are saying Kentucky's blue blood, but when's the last time really Kentucky they make the tournament and then they fall apart?
Is Duke and North Carolina still blue blood?
They always be blue bloods because they have some of the greatest players ever to play the game and go to those 2 schools.
Yeah. What about Georgetown?
That's Center University. That's all you can say. Some of the best centers in the game came out of there.
Yeah.
And that was back to back almost.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
How you feel about Ewing stepping down from coaching?
Well, it was either step down or get put down.
Yeah, that's true too. Before we wrap it up, we got some boxing that we want to talk about. We got some interesting facts, some interesting fights, I should say, that we have coming about. Tank Davis and Garcia.
Well, first, shout out to the year of boxing. I mean,
It's been great boxing this year.
If you love boxing, well, if you love cake and you love boxing, actually, I like peach cobbler. I'm just gonna say that I love peach cobbler. It's that time of the year, so if you got any good peach cobbler recipes, hit us up.
Hit him up. Don't hit me up. I got
peach
somebody
cobbler.
that makes me a great peach cobbler.
See, the thing is, I like great peach cobbler, but I'm not impartial. I'll try other ones, but some of them some fancy recipes, depending on, like, especially when you have the Crown Royal Peach Royal and the recipe. Oh man, moment of silence.
Anywho,
Okay. Anyway, now Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia is in 17 days. So 2 weeks, pretty much. Huge legacy fight.
here's my problem with it, because you're beating around the bush.
I'm
let's
not beating
just
around.
let's
I'm building
let's
up to
just
it. I'm trying to give them the whole play before I get to that point of what we're talking
Okay,
about.
we gave him the appetizer. Let's just get to
We
the
didn't give
entree.
them appetizer yet. We didn't give them the entree yet. We just gave them a glass of water.
Okay, so
We didn't give them
here's your salad. This is what I'm mad about, and I'll let you get into the logistics of this because I think you know more about it than I do. But how dare you charge more for this fight than what you would charge for the undisputed fight? I don't get that. Help me help you make that make sense to me.
Now, this Tank Davis fight and Ryan Garcia, they're calling it the legacy fight. They're saying this is the face of boxing.
Is it really though?
Well, when you think about it, who puts butts in seats?
Shakur Stevenson does.
Really? Compared to Tank?
I just like Shakur Stevenson.
But compare him to Tank?
He fights this weekend, just so you guys know.
Has Shakur done pay-per-view?
Yeah.
He has?
Yeah.
When?
Wasn't his fight before last a pay-per-view fight?
He's been only on ESPN.
ESPN does pay-per-view too.
Yeah, but he's never done an ESPN.
But ESPN does pay-per-view.
But he hasn't done a pay-per-view fight. That was the question. Wasn't this NBA ESPN do pay-per-view?
But ESPN does pay-per-view.
Yeah, because the next fight we're going to talk about for Undisputed is ESPN pay-per-view.
But ESPN does.
So, I don't know what point he's trying to make, folks.
ESPN does pay-per-view.
But now you have this legacy fight between
ESPN,
these
hit
two.
me up. I just plugged you.
So you have one that has approximately, we said, 8 million followers. The other one has like 4 million followers, right?
4.5.
4.5. So it's about 12.5 million followers. Okay, let's just do basic numbers here. The pay-per-view for this is $84.99.
Ridiculous.
No belts on the line. It's just the face of boxing, and it's a social media war. If you go look on Instagram and everything, the Ryan butt lovers, the Tank butt lovers are going back and forth. Bang, 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 bang. Well, Tank put a clause in for weight. Catch weight. No, wrong. Ryan wanted the catch weight. He wanted it 140. Tank said no. 135. Ryan said, well, why not 136? Then Tank put a weight clause in there. First time ever heard of. A 136-pound catch weight with a 10-pound weight clause. I mean, he can only gain 10 pounds after the weigh-in. So you can only it's called a rehydration clause. So he can only rehydrate 10 pounds. People are like, you're weight draining him. No, he's not actually weight draining him. He's trying to protect himself because Ryan's dangerous. And Tank has said it over and over again. Oh, Ryan thinks I'm not watching. I'm watching. I know how dangerous it is. I've watched him. Tank is a student of boxing. He's not stupid. He knows what he's doing. Now, no titles on the line, but it's supposed to be the legacy fight for boxing.
$84.95. Keep that figure in mind. You times that by, let's just say.
No, we set up with 12.5 million, right?
Let's just say 8 million.
8 million people watched that. That's $650 million.
No, $679.2 million.
Yeah, there you go. $679.2 million. And that's just pay-per-view numbers. That's a person that's split. That's not talking about the seats. The seats themselves. I went and looked just to give an idea. The seats, the cheapest seat was $800 and some. That's revenue too for both fighters. So yeah, these are numbers. Tank puts butts in seats anyway because he's a knockout artist. Ryan puts seats in butts anyway because people love how the pretty boy look he looks.
But you got an undisputed title with Haney and Lomachenko.
Now, thank you for saying it.
You have that. Like,
a few
doesn't that
weeks
mean
after
something?
that, you have the undisputed lightweight champion Devin Haney defending against Vasily Lomachenko. Two, again, outstanding boxers of his age. Loma a little long in the tooth. We'll see. Does he still have it?
I don't think so.
Look, he still has it.
You don't think Loma got you?
Name me an opponent that's bigger than Loma that successfully he's not picked apart. Loma's been known for people going out on a stool. Mm-hmm. These are guys, and he's a little dude. He's challenging himself. Now,
I will say Devin Haney gonna have this one though.
Honestly, I don't know. I really don't.
You don't know who's gonna win this one?
Here's the thing. I would like to say Haney, but the thing is, Loma's picked apart people with a great jab many a times. Having a great jab is not going to stop him. Haney's going to have to do some other little tricks or tricks, which I think he can. I think he can. He's been in different gyms. He's been to Floyd's camp and watched Floyd and studied that. And him and Shakur are great friends, so I'm quite sure they've had some battles there. But I don't know, man. This is a hell of a fight. But the thing is, he's been calling out Loma for at least 4 years now. 4 years. And Loma said, I want undisputed. He won his last fight. Yeah, not convincingly, but he won it. Looked a little, but he had been out of the ring. Remember, he was in a fight in Ukraine. He went home to fight for the Ukrainian people, for his people. Now he's back. He's had one tune-up. Is he ready? We'll find out.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. But again, going to that price. Now that price is $59.99. Make it make sense, folks. So we have undisputed. So what you're saying is, if I got a social media following and I knock people out, it doesn't matter if I have a belt. This is why some of these new boxers are talking about the titles don't matter. If you looking at those numbers, I guess not.
Well, folks, you heard it here first. Look out for those fights. Look out for women basketball.
Oh, you got to talk about your boy this weekend, Shakur Stevenson, another one in that realm of lightweights. Saturday. ESPN, not pay-per-view.
But ESPN has pay-per-view. So, make sure you check out Shakur Stevenson this Saturday. Oh, next week we're going to have a special guest.
The one.
The only. The amazing.
I'm not going that far.
Very talented.
I will say that.
Great guy, great friend. Not new. He's not new to us. But I guess if you guys want to know
Spread
who
the word.
that is,
Spread the word.
Spread the word and tune in next week.
Very popular local comic.
I wouldn't say he's local anymore.
Well, popular locally, but I mean he's worldwide.
Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide. No, it's not Pitbull. Okay, let's just say that. We said comic, not music. So it's not Pitbull. But I mean, you can spread the word as Pitbull, and then when it show up and say it's not Pitbull, it's
just spread the word. Until next week, folks.
It's a German Shepherd.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Get this guy.
Oh, not a German Shepherd.
It's not.
Well, I don't know who it is.
Tune in next week.
And yes, we're ending a little early today.
Just a little bit. Are we ending?
I guess not. I guess we're not ending it. The show must go on. The show must go on.
Until next week, folks. Until then.